Welcome to Media Lesson 3A on the order of operations. So let's look at our first problem. We're going to first consider the order of operations when we have addition and subtraction. Solve the problem below. Be sure to indicate every step in the process of your solution. So since it's a word problem, I'm going to start by highlighting my givens in yellow and eventually our goal in green. So suppose on the first day of the month you start with $150 in your bank account. You make a debit transaction on the second day for $60, and then you make a deposit on the third day for $20. And then the question starts, which is our goal. What is the balance in your account on the third day? So we're going to first solve this problem. Typically people solve this one step at a time. They think of it in terms of time. They'll say, okay, well I started with 150 and then I made a debit transaction for $60. So subtract the 60 and now we have $90. Then on the third day you make a deposit of $20. So then you take your previous amount and you add $20 for your deposit, giving $110. So our final answer would be your balance on the third day is $110. Now we want to see how we can write this as a string of operations horizontally. So not in these two pieces, but we want to write it as one math problem or expression. So let's think of how we did this. Well, we started with 150. Then we subtracted 60, and then we added 20. So writing this from the start from left to right, we have 150 minus 60 plus 20. Now the thing we want to check on, it was obvious in terms of this problem because of the context, and it usually is, what operation we should do first. But if you have something written horizontally, you might want to know, well, do I do subtraction first or addition first? Do I read them left to right? So let's just see. If we first did the subtraction, so we're just going to check on the order. If we first did the subtraction, 150 minus 60 is 90. So this is equal to 90 plus 20, and 90 plus 20 equals 110. And that's subtraction first. Now if we do the addition first, well, that would mean doing this plus first. 60 and 20 is 80, so we'd have 150 minus 80, which is 70. Now notice these are not the same answer. Okay, and you can think of it as when we added here first, we were adding the withdrawal of 60, adding on a deposit of 20, but since the minus sign is here, we actually ended up subtracting the deposit instead of adding it. So here we had the 90 and we added the deposit. Here it's like we not only didn't add the deposit, we also subtracted it, making the difference of 40. So a lot of times we're going to be given things in this order, and we need to know the implied order of operations. Now there isn't one necessarily inherent way to do this that makes sense, so we had to come up with rules or conventions to decide what operations we would do first. And here is our first rule. Rule 1. When we need to add or subtract 2 or more times in one problem, we will perform the operations from left to right. So that's our general rule. So how this is written from left to right, that's how we would perform this operation. So it's not that addition comes first or subtraction comes first. When we have addition or subtraction, you do them all from left to right.